Welcome back to Talking Story. My name is John Minton. This week we're closing up 2023, guys. We've got our last book haul of the year, and it is December's book haul, so it is a big-ass red Santa sack full of books. I got 21 books here that I picked up with gift cards that were left under the tree that people have sent me. I will try and go over each and every one of them. I'm not going to say a lot because there's so many, and I don't want to keep you here all day. But if you're like me, you love a good book haul. So let's get to it right off. Jim Butcher, The Olympian Affair. This is book 2 in the Cinder Spires series. I like the first book. I don't like he went with a new publisher, and the cover looks completely different than what I already have on my shelf. But I'm going to read it. I'm a Jim Butcher fan. I'm a Dresden fan. There's no way I'm not going to read this. I also have the little novella that I read before I get to this next book, but this is what Jacob got for me for Christmas, so that makes it a very special book, and it'll be a very special read for that reason. What do I have to say about this? I got in my signed copy of Bloodstones by Tori Tekken. I cannot wait to get to this. It will be coming up as my indie read of the month very soon because I hear amazing things about this. I really loved Phased. I gave Phased a read for one of my October reads this year. I have talked to Tori a couple times on her channel as a writer and as a booktuber, and she could just not be a better human. I just absolutely love the time I've spent with her. I love the work of hers I've read, and I can't wait to see what came out of her mind when it comes to epic fantasy. One of my favorite spooky season reads this year was The Reunion by Christopher Farnsworth. I had not read this book by Christopher Farnsworth. I think it's kind of like a thriller going after the Fountain of Youth. He always writes just a non-stop pulse-pounding type of thriller, so I just had to pick this up because I just really enjoyed Reunion, and I hadn't read this one, so that's absolutely going to go on the pile. This was sent to me by Michael Schulteis, and I have seen other booktubers, and I love this because it's a great palate cleanser read. It's not crazy long. I can throw this in between some other chonkers. He wrote a lovely, lovely Christmas card to me as well, and he sent me an amazing coffee mug that is going to live right here on my desk. It's going to be here pretty much every video, Michael. I cannot thank you enough. I'm not a big coffee drinker, but that is the perfect size where my Diet Dr. Pepper will slip right down in there. So that is going to live on my desk. And I can't wait to get to this. I'm hearing really interesting things. This will be probably in addition to my one indie read coming up pretty quickly because it's shorter and I definitely just want to get to it. Cosmere Catch-Up, the end of it is in sight. This year I will be caught up before Stormlight 5 comes out, and this is the last book that I did not have on my stack for the catch-up. So I went ahead and hauled that in because I don't want to have to go out and get a book on this catch-up. I just want to grab for the next one right off the shelf. So Dawn Shard by Brandon Sanderson is now on the stack, and that completes the entire Cosmere catch-up that I need. This was a gift card purchased by me because I'm Irish. Epic fantasy based on Gaelic mythology. Come on. How can I not read this? I hear great things about this. The Children of Gods and Fighting Men by Shauna Lawless. I absolutely want to get into this series as soon as I can fit it in. So I went ahead and grabbed this. This is the year I'm going to try T. Kingfisher. I got a buddy read coming up in March with 2 novellas. The new one of hers that's coming out and the one before that. And also this, I think, just won the Hugo for fantasy, and it's not crazy long, and I want to give this a try. I really want to go in and give T. Kingfisher a try this year. I don't really know that much about it or the novellas I'm going to pick up, but I hear amazing things about this writer, so I went ahead and grabbed it. This I have been wanting to get into for a long, long time. Book 3 comes out this year. I had to pick up book 1, and this is in paperback. It's hard to find hardcover now. And so I have 1 and 2 in paperback, so I might have to wait for book 3 to hit in paperback because I kind of have to have them, all the same on the shelf because I'm weird like that. But I hear amazing things about this, like a mystery, necromancy, a traveling a jurist moving through a fantasy world, written by a lawyer. So, you write what you know. I'm not 100% sure, but everyone that I kind of follow has really seemed to like this. So I really look forward to getting in on that series. And this has made not only so many people's list, but so many people's list for their favorite read of 2023. I haven't read any of James Islington, but I am absolutely dying to pick this up. Petrick Leo, Matt on Matt's Fantasy reviews, so many people that I watch and follow are going that this is just S tier top read of the year. So I cannot wait to give my thoughts on Will of the Many. So I went ahead and picked that up. When I put out my Stephen King list, there was more than a couple. There's like a blind spot for me of Stephen King when I kind of was busy doing other things in my life and reading had kind of fallen off for me. Kind of have a blind spot of books I had not read, and people were going, hey, how could you not have this on your list? How could you not have this on your list? And it's like, I haven't read those. So I started trying to order in some of the ones that I haven't read, and one of the ones that I hear a lot that is like, oh, I really like this one was Rose Madder. So I went ahead and ordered that in. So I will be, I love me some Stephen King. Been reading him since I was, I think, 12 or 13. Another spooky season read that I really liked was the first book in the Indian Lake Trilogy by Stephen Graham Jones. And this is book 2 because book 3 will be coming out this year, so I have to be primed and ready. The first book was really great. Book 2 here, Don't Fear the Reaper. I absolutely have to have this read before book 3 comes out. And Daniel Green said this was one of his favorite books of the year. I have never read any Rebecca Roanhorse. I don't really know that much about the book. But I saw it on the shelf and I was like, you know what? That's a super cool cover. I really want to give that a try. So I'm going to see what that's all about as well. This was sent to me by the author. Actually, I believe the author's wife reached out to me, asked if I would give it a read. And I do, like I say, I'm committed to doing one indie read a year. I believe Theft of Fire is a space opera, which that's right up my alley. I absolutely love those. So, and this has a really cool cover. I mean, that looks to me so much like an Orphan Black. But thank you so much for sending that to me. I'm going to get it on the list. And this is the year that I get into and try GGK Guy Gavriel K. Everyone is saying he is the best. Josh at Red Fury Books, Joanna. This is a buddy read for me in February. Next month, I will probably be starting my month out with A Song for Arbonne by Guy Gavriel K. And I cannot wait to see what so many people are talking about because they have just absolutely loved this book. And anyone, it seems, that has gone on kind of an artistic journey, Josh is a musician, Joanna's a musician, this really absolutely touches them in a special, special way. So I cannot wait to get to this next month. This was sent to me by Nick Horvath. No, did I pick this? I don't know. He sent this to me or I picked it up. I can't remember which because I absolutely want to give this a try. I love like the Urban Mercenary, lone man against drawing a line against the evil or whatever. And this sounds like Sledge versus the Labyrinth. This sounds like just kind of right up that alley for me that I just want to give a try. I think this is going to be just a fun, just like a popcorn read. And I absolutely will be getting that on the list quickly. This, I brought in all 3 of this trilogy because book 1 made my top books of 2023. The Way of Adan was on my top reads of 2023. And I read it on ebook because I grabbed it when it was on special. And I loved it so much, I have to have all these in physical copies because I want these on my shelf. So I think the way I'm going to work my indie reads this year because I'm in some series now. And I want to get back to the series. And I've been trying to get as many different authors as I can checked out, in my indie reads. So I think I'm going to do one new author for a month, and then I'm going to go back to a series that I've already got going. And then I'm going to do one new author and then go back to a series. So I'm going to kind of go back and forth because I have some series like Riverfall Chronicles, Way of a Dawn, and Michael R. Miller's Songs of Chaos. And I really want to get back to those. So I think I'll alternate every other month, like a new author, and then the following month I'll go back to a series that I've got into that I want to continue. But I had to have all three of these because if everyone says actually books 2 and 3 get better than book 1. Book 1 just spoke to me. I mean, maybe not everyone feels the same way, but the importance of story in the world, the importance of story to who we are, and the way the story is told with that classic feel, I absolutely adored it. So I had to have all three of these. Now I have them, and I will be continuing very soon. This, I've heard so many great things, especially from Leslie at the Nerdy Narrative about Philip Fracassi. I really want to give him a try. I have not read him. I love a good horror read, and I don't think I'll be waiting until October this year to get some in. And I just hear great things about this writer, so I had to pick up one of his latest books. And while we're on the horror train, I've heard great things about this. I know Brian at BellTube loves Sandman Slim. Now, this is Richard Kadri writing along with Cassandra Khaw. And I believe it's a little Lovecraftian. The Dead Take the A Train. I believe it's going to start a new series that kind of goes along with some Lovecraftian mythos, and I am all in whenever that happens. So I had to go ahead and get that in as well. And I saved the best for last for me. And the best, maybe it's not the best book. I'm a huge Dan Simmons fan. And I can't say this is my favorite book of his. But I had to take a road trip in December. And it was a very special road trip to me. I had a friend pass. And he was the friend that I lived with in Los Angeles. And we would spend every day off going from bookstore to bookstore to bookstore to comic store to used bookstore to Dangerous Visions and Forbidden Planet, and we would hit all of them. And we kind of discovered Dan Simmons together. And I was meeting his family in New Orleans, a city he loved, and we were gonna observe and spread some ashes. And his kids were going through his books, and they had found a Dan Simmons book, and they knew we had discovered Dan Simmons together, and they wanted to bring this copy and give it to me. So this is this copy of Drood by Dan Simmons is a very important copy to me, and it'll be on my shelf, and I will always think of James when I look at this and think of all the times we had and what story and what books can mean to a lifetime shared between friends and family. And so that's a very special one for me to end on. And that is the whole haul. And as you can see, it was quite the December haul here. I don't know how I'm going to fit all these in, but I can't wait to. So we'll have to do it somehow. Thank you guys so much for stopping in. I would never have known about so many of these titles without you leaving your thoughts and comments. I absolutely love them. I'm going to get back with you as quick as humanly possible with comments. If this is your first time here, if you've come by a couple times and you kind of like what we do, hey, right down there, there's that subscribe button. You look right down there. It's so easy. It's just like, it's a little click. That's all it takes. And it'll help you come back again and hang out and talk books with us. And that little thumbs up button, that helps everything we do here as well. So thank you so much for spending time with me today. BookTube has just made my life so much more enriched and so full of story and so full of writers I would have never known about. So again, thank you so much for that. That closes the door on 2023. Bring on 2024 and all the 5-star reads that we're going to share together in this new year. Thanks so much. My name is John Minton, and this has been Talking Story.